I'm not ashamed to own my Lord, nor to defend his cause. Maintain the honors of his word, the glory of his cross.
Hello, I am James Brown, and on behalf of the Eastern Church of Christ located in Toronto, Canada, I'd like to welcome you to Wednesday's edition of Walking Through the Bible, a podcast where we seek to study the Bible and the Bible alone. Please stick around afterwards for information on how you can contact us. But for now, if you have a Bible with you, please turn to the book of Genesis, and we'll turn you over to Jeremy Dieselkamp for our study of the day.
Thank you, James, and welcome to all of our viewers. This is the 92nd lesson in our study of Genesis. Yesterday we covered Genesis chapter 27, verses 11 to 17, discussing Rebekah's plan to secure the blessing for Jacob. If you missed that episode and would like to watch it, you can find it and all of our other podcasts on our website at www.eastendchurch.org. You can also find them on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/EastEndChurchOfChrist under the Walking Through the Bible Genesis playlist. Today we're going to begin with Genesis 27 verse 18 and read through verse 25. The text that you'll see on the screen is from the English Standard Version, but you're welcome to follow along with any version that you have. So let's now read Genesis 27, beginning at verse 18. So he went in to his father and said, "My father." And he said, "Here am I. Who are you, my son?" Jacob said to his father, "I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you told me. Now sit up and eat of my game, that your soul may bless me." But Isaac said to his son, "How is it that you have found it so quickly, my son?" He answered, "Because the Lord your God granted me success." Then Isaac said to Jacob, "Please come near, that I may feel you, my son, to know whether you are really my son Esau or not." So Jacob went near to Isaac his father, who felt him and said, "The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau." And he did not recognize him, because his hands were hairy, like his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. He said, "Are you really my son Esau?" He answered, "I am." Then he said, "Bring it near to me, that I may eat of my son's game and bless you." So he brought it near to him, and he ate. And he brought him wine, and he drank. In this chapter, we have the account of the blessing that Isaac was to bestow before he died. The blessing is the right to become the head of the family upon the father's death. It is usually given to the oldest son of the family, although this is not always the case. God had told Isaac and Rebekah before Jacob and Esau were born that it would be the older son who would serve the younger. Hence it was to be Jacob that should be blessed. However, Isaac loved Esau more because he loved eating of Esau's food. Therefore, Isaac decided that he would bless Esau. Now, God could have dealt with Isaac in a number of ways, but Rebekah overheard what Isaac was going to do and decided to take matters into her own hands. Doing this, instead of allowing God to act for himself, would cause great calamity to fall on the household, in spite of the fact that in the end, Jacob was the one who was blessed. Her plan was to trick Isaac into thinking Jacob was Esau by dressing Jacob up as Esau and sending him to Isaac with some of Isaac's favorite meat. Since Isaac was blind, this deception would not be too terribly difficult to pull off. At first, Jacob resisted because he was afraid of being found out by Isaac and being cursed, but after a little talk with his mother, he finally went along. So coming down to verse 18, we find that Jacob arrives at Isaac's tent. Isaac was surprised to see him because he thought it would take Esau longer to hunt for the game and then to prepare it. Isaac asked Jacob who he was, to which Jacob replied that he was Esau. This was a lie. Now some might say, well, Isaac was going to do wrong by blessing Esau instead of Jacob, therefore this lie was justified. Nowhere in Scripture is such a notion ever told to us. How is it ever right to stop someone from sinning by sinning ourselves? The answer is that it isn't. In truth, each of us are responsible for our own sins, no matter under what circumstances we commit them. Revelation 21 verse 8 tells us that all liars who are unforgiven, will be in hell. Just because the will of God ended up being done in the end, for Jacob was blessed, it didn't justify lying, for Jacob sinned in what he did. Isaac, though, was still amazed as to how he found the game so quickly, to which Jacob responded that the Lord your God gave me success. I find it interesting that Jacob used the phrase the Lord your God, not the Lord my God gave me success, for it showed the type of faith Jacob had in God at this point in his life. Isaac accepted this reasoning, but still felt something was wrong. He wanted to feel Jacob because he was confused, for instead of sounding like Esau, he sounded like Jacob. Upon feeling Jacob, he expressed his feelings out loud, saying that he sounded like Jacob, but felt like Esau. He asked him again if he was Esau. Jacob said that he was. The last bit of proof would be to taste the food. Jacob was a dweller in tents. He was not skilled at fixing game. So if the food tasted the way Isaac liked, then in his mind, that must mean that this was Esau. We're going to continue with this story, the Lord willing, tomorrow. With that, our time is up for today. Please join us, the Lord willing, tomorrow when we will continue our study of Genesis, beginning with Genesis 27:26.
Thank you, Jeremy. And to our viewers, we also thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Should you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment below or email us at answerintheword@gmail.com. We'll try to respond to you as quickly as we can. We hope you'll join us, the Lord willing, tomorrow when we'll be continuing our study of the book of Genesis. Goodbye for now and have a great day.
I'm not ashamed to